So I talked about downtrend, uptrend, and so basically this is an example of a downtrend. So what happens in a downtrend? Market creates what? Lower lows and lower highs. Lower lows and lower highs, right? So this is it. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Now, this is a typical example of what I drew for you guys. This is a typical example of it over here. So now, if you take a look at this guy from the weekly, although it's not really clear on the, you can see it here. Let me delete that. Now, on the chart, you can see it over here. You have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is still within the range. So this is the lower current, lower low. Now, let's break down to the daily breakdown. You can see it more clearly. I see here we have the, let's mark out, let me pick out the points from here to here with 4 hours. Okay, I got from here. All right. So now from here, you can clearly see the market structure over here. Now, look at this market structure from here to here. What can you see? You can see a downtrend. So market has made what? Lower lows, higher lows, and lower lows. So it's a higher low, it's another higher low over here. It's a higher low over here. This is a higher low over here. And where are the lower lows? This is a lower low over here. This is a lower low over here. This is a lower low over here. And this is another lower low. This two, this two is a lower low. So now, with this series of higher lows, creating lows, right? From here down, creating lows, higher lows, lower low, higher lows, lower low. Keeps on with this. You can tell that market is on the bearish trend, is on a downtrend, right? So now, this is how you spot out your trends. It's basically how to spot out trends. When you see markets create all this sequence, where higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, you automatically know that that's a downtrend, right? So this is what a downtrend. So hope I've been able to show you guys in real chat, in real time, not just drawing it on the part two, but in real time. So this is exactly depicts what I showed you, the downtrend. It goes on like this. Market doesn't just move in a straight line. It forms these waves. So thank God you've seen it and I've showed you. So now moving forward. Okay, okay, I'm recording. Where was that? Um, this guy. Which chat? over, okay, it was GBP card, but it was, I think, FXCM. Okay, so we are back. So now back to where we were. So I've trend, talked about trend. So now let's talk about market structure. Now, basically, after understanding how the trend works, how market moves, there's an uptrend, a downtrend. Now you need to understand market structure. Now, in an uptrend, when markets create higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. What does market basically do? What is seen inside those market, inside that structure? The market structure explains how price movements move over time using highs and lows, highs, higher lows. Then inside that higher highs, higher lows, we have break of structure and change of character. So inside these higher highs, the higher highs and the higher lows, we have what we call break of structure. Then we also have what we call change of character. So this change of character, basically you see it as C stretch, then break of structure, basically you see it as US, break of structure. So now once market creates higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, what does market do? Basically, it breaks structure. So now for you to create this new higher high over here, we need to create this new higher high over here, where market needs to break structure. So here you see BOS. I don't know if you guys have been seeing people's chat on Twitter. You see BOS. So that's break of structure. Market has broken structure, right? That's broken structure. It took out this guy, came down, break structure to the upside. Now this is another structure he kept here. Comes down, breaks that structure to the upside. Do you get me? So now, once market in an uptrend, market breaks structure to the upside, creating higher highs, higher lows. Hope you guys are with me. Now, in a downtrend, it's the same thing. Market is breaking structure to the downside. When you have this, market is breaking structure to the downside. Series of break of structure, breaking structure to the downside, breaking structure to the downside. We have the BOS, you have the BOS. So in a downtrend, market breaks structure to the downside, while in an uptrend, market does what? Market breaks structure to the upside. You have a break of structure there. So you have a break of structure here. So you have another break of structure here. Do you understand? So in the market structure, you need to identify your break of structure and you need to understand your change of character. So now what is the change of character? Change of character is typically when markets change their structure. So now from here in all of this, from here to here, from here to here, this is a bullish structure. From here to here, this is a bearish structure. So once market is breaking structure to the downside, breaking structure to the downside, it's actually creating what the lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Right. So now it's breaking structure to the downside. So it's a bearish structure. It's a down you cannot say a down structure, it's a bearish structure. So we have two types of structures, which is basically the bullish structure and the bearish structure, right? So you have the bullish structure and the bearish structure. So in cases like this, where is your bullish structure? Um, hold on. So this is your bearish structure, and this is your bullish structure over here. So now if you can go to the chart, let me identify that for you. I don't know whose mic is on. Please kindly mute yourself. I'm here myself. Joy, please kindly mute your mic. Joy, please. Okay. So now, so back to what I was saying. In the bullish structure, we have break of structures to the upside. So now let's go to the chart and identify that what I just showed you. So now going back to this where I showed you markets creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. What can you see? You can see break of structure. So let's mark out this guy. Please mute yourself. I'm still hearing myself. This is a break of structure. This is another break of structure. This is another break of structure. And this is another break of structure. Break happened here. So this BOS, this is BOS break of structure. And this is BOS break of structure. This is BOS break of structure. And this is BOS break of structure. So now, basically, if you can look, market is doing was breaking structure to the upside. A break of structure, a break of structure, a break of structure, a break of structure to the upside. Now, you can clearly see what I showed you here. Breaking structure to the upside. After having the basic understanding of market creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, can now understand that once market is created, for it to create this higher high over here, it has to break structure. It has to break this structure here. So once it comes down, it breaks structure. Once it comes down, break structure. So now if you can look at this closely, market came, came up, came down, broke structure, took out this high, came down, broke structure, took out this other higher high, came back, created a higher low, break structure, right? So you can also say same for the um, bearish. Let me go back to Euro CHF. Now for the downtrend, for the bearish trend, which we have over here. Now, as I'm illustrating all these things, I'm also going to a live chat to show you guys so that you guys can have understanding of all this, right? Okay, so for the downtrend, this is what you have. Let me delete this. This is a downtrend. Remember, in a downtrend, you have higher lows, lower lows. You have higher lows, lower lows. You have higher lows, lower lows. You have higher lows, lower lows, right? Okay. So now in these lower lows, what do you see? Like I showed you guys, markets break structure to the downside. So you have a break of structure to the downside. You have a break of structure to the downside. Have a break of structure to the downside. Still have a break of structure here. All right. I have another break of structure to the downside. So this BOS, sorry about that. BOS Break of structure. What does BOS mean? Break of structure. BOS. Break of structure. Tell me my internet connection is unstable. Please. Don't stress me. MTN. Okay. So in a downtrend, you have series of break of structure. This is a 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 break of structure, like I showed you guys over there. So now, while market is in the trend, creating higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, why is creating this higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows. It's still breaking structure to the downside. So you have this comes up, break structure. It takes out this guy, breaks it down to the downside, comes back up, breaks this guy again down to the downside, creates a higher low, comes back, take out this guy, breaks this guy down to the downside, comes up here again, breaks this guy to the downside, creating break of structure to the downside. Hope this is clear. So now what I'm trying to do is while I'm illustrating, I also show you guys on the live chat. So let's go back to where. So I've showed you guys market structure. Then let me explain change of character. It's happening with network. Okay, see here. I'm always playing here. Use FX here. Okay. So now, what do we simply what's the change of character? The change of character is when market. Now let's say after identifying that your market, I've showed you guys how to identify when your market is bearish or when it's bullish. After identifying when your market is bearish, right? Let's say your market is bearish now, and for some for some reasons it wants to change to be bullish. That's where your change of character comes in. So now how does your change of character come in? Let's say now, like this market is bearish. Okay, it's break of structure to the downside, break of structure to the downside, break of structure to the downside. The next thing you have something like this. It takes out this higher low, creates another a higher high, breaks again to the upside, creates again. Now, have you seen that this market is no longer bearish again? It has changed from bearish, from it has changed from being bearish to being bullish over here. So have you seen that it starts now breaking structure to the upside? That's breaking structure to the upside. So you have your BOS here, you have a BOS here. So when this occurs, what happens here when this occurs? You can see the market has changed from being a bearish structure to a bullish structure over here. So now this is now the bullish structure. So when did this change occur? This change occurred here. This is where the change occurred. Change occurred here. See where I'm marking. See that point where I'm marking at. This change occurred here. So this point here is called what? A change of character. It's called a change of character, where market changes in character. So that the character was a bearish structure. So now changes and now it's now a bullish structure. Likewise with the bullish structure, right? When market wants to switch from being bullish to bearish, you have something like this. To come down, take out this higher low, which is not supposed to take out. Take it out. Next thing, it forms this and it aligns with this. Okay. If you guys are with me, see, it aligns with this. So once it takes out this low, this higher low, which it was not supposed to take out. Where did this market change? Where did this formation change? Because if you can see now, from here, it has broken structure to the downside, right? From there, it's broken structure to the downside. You have your BOS. Sorry, BOS over there. So you have a BOS here, you have a BOS here, you have a BOS. So from where did this change occur? From when this change occurred and it changed from a bullish structure to a bearish structure, that's where you have your change of character, which is this guy. Oh, network. Okay, it's clear now. So you have your change of character here, which is simply this guy that I've marked out. So you have your CHOCH. Change of character. This is where the character changed from being a bullish structure to a bearish structure over here. So that's how it is. So now I told you guys, market doesn't just move in a straight line. So it moves the structure. So now if I remove this eclipse, hold on. Can you now see the structure which the market is moving in? So now you can highlight your higher highs. I mean higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, and lower lows. So you have a lower low here, it's a lower low, it's a lower low. Sorry, this is a lower low, it's a lower low, this is a lower low, this is a lower high. Because from here is a bullish structure. Hold on, sorry about that. It's a lower high. All this I'm just doing so that you guys can have clarity of what I'm showing you guys. This is a lower high, this is a lower high, this is a higher high, this is a higher high, and this is a higher high. Right? And this is your higher high. We have, we edit this supposed to be lower high. We have this guy over here, the lower high, the lower high, and your lower high. So hope this is clear now to you guys. Okay. So basically, this is, I'm going advanced because I told you guys I'm taking advanced classes. So all the beginners, this is we are going to the advanced stuffs now. Now, before I dive, because we have a lot to learn, you guys have a lot to learn. But before I dive in deep, you guys have to have basic understanding of this stuff. Hope you can see it clearly now. So now, where did you have market was bullish from here? Market was bullish from here to here. When did the change occur? The change occur here. There you have a change of character. Then from there, market became bearish. Market was now in a downtrend. So over here, where did the change occur? The change occur here. We have a change of character. Then market became what? Bullish over here. So now when market was bullish over here, it was creating break of structures to the upside, which you can see. It was breaking structures to the upside over there. When market became bearish, started breaking structure to the downside over here. Started breaking, see the break of structure to the downside, break of structure to the downside, break of structure to the downside. Then all of a sudden, when market became bullish over here, this zone here, what did it do? started creating break of structure to the upside. Started breaking structure to the upside, break structure to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs, right? Hope you guys have understood this basic concept. Now from there, after talking about market structure, I'm done with market structure. That is basically market structure. So in the market structure, you have your bearish market structure. So sorry. So very sorry. I don't know if this my network is bad, very bad. I don't know if I just cut what I finished teaching because that's a lot. Okay. So I'm done with market structure. So now moving on to candlestick patterns. Now, sorry, not candlestick patterns, candlestick. I want to show you guys candlestick in the market, in your trading view. This is the candlestick. Let me zoom in somewhere. So now all this blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. If you guys have read the PDF, this is a candlestick. This is your candlestick. So now they have different types of charts. If you read your PDF, there's the bar charts. We use this to analyze. There's the halo candles. We use this to analyze. Then there's the volume candles. You have to be on premium to use that. Then there are different candles. You have the line markers. You have the step line. People also use this to make analysis, do analysis, analyze the chart. Then this one, the HLC area, have baseline. People use this also to do the analysis. Then after the baseline, people columns, we use this high and low, people use this. So now basically why I use footprint chart is for premiums. What I use is candlesticks and line chart. I use a line chart and candlesticks. Hope you guys are there. This one, okay. My network has messed up a bit too much. But nevertheless, I use a line chart and the candlestick. So these are the candlesticks. So if you read the book, this is a bullish engulfing over here. If you read the book, this is another bullish engulfing over here. The green candle engulfs the bearish candle. If I explained that in the videos over there. So if you watch all those videos. So now each candlestick here tells a story. That's what I'm just going to touch on candlesticks. Each of these candlesticks, this bullish, this bearish, I explained that in those videos though, but let me just touch it again. Each of these candlesticks, they tell a story, right? They tell a story, what happened in the market. Now, each of these candlesticks are volumes. They are what? They are interpretations of what happened in the market in this particular candle. So now this is the daily time frame. On the time frame, there are different types of time frames. There's 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, daily, weekly, monthly. Now, on each of these time frames, determine when each candle closes and which candle opens. So now on the daily time frame, each candle closes and opens on the daily, every day. So now this daily candle over here, looking at this daily candle over here, this bearish candle. So what happened? This candle opened that day and closed that day, 24 hours, same as the rest of the candles. So now why I said candles, each candlestick tells a story is that now looking at this candlestick, it closed bearish. But what happened? If you can look closely, market came up small, like buyer tried pushing price up to one. If you look at this part of your right hand side of the toolbar, you see the price bar. They push price up to 1.71140. Have you seen it? 1.71140. They pushed it down. Sellers took over, pushed it down, and moreover, that day closed very bearish. So now this is a full bearish candle with aggressive. It closed to the brim, closed bearish, right? Then the next day, market opened. Buyers tried pushing price up. The sellers took over. The sellers took over and pushed price down a bit. So that's basically, you can use candlesticks to tell, understand, interpret where market is going to and where market is coming from after understanding the basic market structure. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Tomorrow we are going to continue going deeply. So I want you guys to have basic understanding of market structure, trend, and yeah, the trend, market structure, and candlesticks. So these are candlesticks. You guys should go and read on the PDF candlestick pattern and also watch the videos. So, all right. Do you guys have any questions? Okay. Nobody has any question? All right. So we are done for today's live, and I'll send the recordings to the group chat. All right. So you guys can have a good evening and try and read up the PDFs I dropped. Okay.